So we're going to continue with our Summer Nights series, but tonight I am not going to speak. One of you is going to speak instead. So everybody give it up for the not-so-little drummer boy, Mr. Jared Presley.
Give me a second, I gotta get my stuff situated. I'm sorry. Alright. How's worship? I wanna know. Amazing. Okay. I want y'all to just like take a minute, just take it all in. Just the presence of Jesus is in this room. It's really strong right now. I just want you to just take that in. Take that in. Okay. Almost ready. My stuff's not gonna work. We're gonna fix that in a second. Okay. So, as Scotty said, we're continuing our series of campfires. And the title of the message is, What's Next? So we know how it's been going.
Mike, at your mouth.
Okay. So we know how we've been talking about of how we just came back from camp. And I know not all of us went to camp. Some of us weren't able to. I'm not here to brag about it, but I'm just going to say it was a great and wonderful experience. And I know God did some incredible things. And that people have testimonies that are just amazing. And it's going to touch a lot of people's lives. And it's a blessing to hear those testimonies. Alright, so as we dive in tonight, it's Christmas. I just want y'all to think of Christmas real quick. I know it's in July. Nope. Joking, no Hallmark movies. I'm sorry. So, it's Christmas. Think back on Christmas. You just wake up, or maybe you didn't wake up, maybe you've been up all day, and you're going to go open presents. And you get that exciting feeling, exhilarating feeling, oh, what did I get? I bet I know what I got. You know, I snuck in last night and saw what I got, but nobody knows. But, excited that you're going to get a gift. Something that may last, something exciting, something you didn't think about you wanted, but wow, I just got this and I don't even know what it is, but it looks so cool. I've done that. It's just an amazing experience. So I just want to ask y'all, name me something that was like just one of the most unforgettable Christmas gifts. Who just has like one of the best Christmas gifts?
I got a good pack of socks.
I'm one of the people who, if I get socks, that's my favorite gift. I'm going to be honest. I go through socks like really badly. Anyone else? What's another gift that was just great? That's just, man, y'all's Christmas is going to stink, or y'all just...
Alabama basketball
Thank you.
Wow.
Tickets. Okay, one more. Just one more. I don't care who it is. Just something. Thank you.
We got Tristan over
A
here.
sword? That's cool. Okay, Tristan, what'd you...
Football.
Football? That. All right. Jonathan? Thanks, Mark. Okay, so, as long as I can make this work. All right, this is going to be really tough. Okay, so, you think about gifts, and I have an illustration, if you must. I came up with it in my mind because it hit me. Wow, that's great. I didn't think about that until now. So, I have a Christmas gift in my pocket, and I'm going to be honest, I just saw it, and I was like, that would be great for what we're talking about tonight. There's nothing special. What is this? A wallet. Okay, there's nothing special, significance. It's literally just a brown wallet. I mean, it's got some identification, some money. None of y'all can know, I'm sorry. But this wallet right here means something to me that I never realized. This was a gift. I remember years ago, I went to my mom and dad and said, hey, I have this Spider-Man wallet. I'm tired of it. I want a new wallet. I want a big boy wallet. I want something so cool that I can go to my grandparents and say, look what I got. I got a new wallet. I go to my friends and say, look, I got a wallet. So I remember it was on Christmas. It was one, I'll be honest, that was like the greatest Christmas ever. So many things. That was one of the most exciting Christmases of my life. I'm going to be honest, it was great. But I remember opening the wallet, And looking back at that now, this is the one thing that I still use to this day after that Christmas. Not because the others may have been toys or something, but because this is important. Now, you're wondering, why is this so important for tonight's sermon? Well, okay, it was a gift. And so, what this gift meant was I can put my money in it, and I can use it for every day. But that's the thing, I was a kid. I didn't have much money. Yes, maybe birthday or Christmas, or maybe that random lady in your church that just loves you so much. Here's $25, sweetie. You know, it happens. Maybe not for y'all. If you're not, I'm sorry. But I didn't need it much. My parents always told me, Jerry, you need to carry your wallet with you. It's important. And it never clicked to my brain why it's so important. Because I don't need it. I can't use it. But as I've gotten older, I've been able to use it more. When I started to take it with me, regardless if I needed it or not, if I had some kind of money and I found something I wanted, then I had that money right there. But as I've gotten older, as I said, I have a driver's license. I have that with me if I'm driving. I have money if I need to pay for something like gas that's like essential, and I have it right here. And now looking back at it, it's my parents that were trying to tell me, discipline me, and say, you need to carry your wallet, because if you don't start now, it's going to be hard for you to need it. So, as we dive into our story tonight, if anyone can take a guess, I talked about gifts. Does anybody know what I could be talking about?
Time.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to go into Matthew chapter 25. And in this story, Jesus is telling a parable. A very famous parable about the three servants. So as this parable is going, Jesus is talking, and it's a master. He has three servants. He chooses these three servants, and he goes to the first one and says, okay, I'm entrusting with 5 talents. Go and come to me when you're done doing what you will. And so that man, that servant, he goes on, and he immediately goes into business with it, and he goes from 5 talents to 10 talents. So he keeps those, he keeps it with him. He goes to his next servant, and he gives him 2 talents. And he's like, all right, now go. Do what you will. He goes, and he does the same thing. He doubles it, and he has 4 talents now. Okay? Now he goes to his third one, and he says, all right, I'm entrusting you with this 1 talent. And the servant, what he does is he goes, he takes this talent, he's afraid that he may lose it, so what he does is he digs a hole, puts it in there, and he covers it up. Time passes by, as it says later through this chapter, and the master calls these guys back together, and he goes to the first one, he says, okay, what have you done with the talents I've given you? He said, Master, I had 5 talents, but I went and I got you 5 more talents. He said, well done, my good and faithful servant. Because of what you've done, I will give you more now. More to invest in. Now, go into the joy of your master. We go to the next servant. He says, all right, now what'd you do with my talents? He said, well, I got 2 talents. Now I got 4 talents. He said, good job. Good job, well done, my good and faithful servant. I'm sorry. But, and he says the same thing. I will give you more talents. I trust you more of my talents. Go into the joy of your master. Now we go to the final servant. He said, now what did you do with my talent? He said, well, master, I know you're a hard man, and I was scared I was going to lose it, and I didn't want to mess up, so what I did is I just went and put it in a hole so nobody could find it. So I knew where it was, but here's all your money, so that's good. You have all your money. I didn't lose a dime. You have it all. And the master looks at him and says, you wicked and lazy slave. He said that. And if I was that guy, I think I would be horrified. because I was told I was a wicked slave after thinking I did what was right. But that's what we're talking about tonight, is the gifts and the things that God's done in our lives and what's next to do with it. So, as we go into this, many times after camp, we come back with a great feeling and good intentions, but sometimes we struggle with what is next. There is no awesome worship team with us every single day, and there's no great speaker that's with us in our downtime. It's just us. But let's look back on the parables. The Lord gives 3 servants a job to do with 3 bags of gold. It is not just money, but our items entrusted with servants. And at camp, the Master has entrusted you with some things. So what will you do with it? Now I know, not everybody in this room went to camp. But what has God done for you? Maybe at a different camp, maybe at church, or maybe at some kind of spiritual function. What has He done for you? The one thing that you can say that God has done for you is that He sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross for you. That was a gift. And the best thing you can do with that is to go and share it to all the world, as it says in the Word. But a point I have is, what has the Master given you? So what happened in your life at camp? What happened at your life at camp? Is a question. Did you earn salvation? Did you get baptized with the Holy Spirit? Did you get healing? Whatever. Or did you have just an encounter? Did Jesus call you somewhere? What did He do for you? We have some universal giftings like salvation and a call to help the lost get found. We also have many things like talents, and treasure, and influence to use for the Master. And sometimes we surrender ourselves to God and we don't take account of what He has already done for us. So, some giftings are also for our personal benefit, like art, maybe music, something like that. Something that we can get better at. It's just exciting for us to just get better and better. There's also other giftings, like the spiritual giftings, but also those giftings that are personal giftings that God can use for His kingdom. And also, it says that we get these personal gifts and we get these spiritual gifts, as in 1 Corinthians 14 it said. You can spend some time. Oh, sorry, my bad. I said it wrong. So, that's so important. We have gifts that are spiritual gifts. Speaking in tongues, and all the great gifts, such as prophecy, and all the others. And then other gifts, like someone can be talented in music. Someone can be talented in sports. Someone can be talented in cooking, Anything. God gave you those talents for a reason. And if you say, well, how can God use this for me? It's not. Like, let's say I'm a professional skateboarder. Spoiler alert, I've never been on a skateboard. Well, I have, but it really bad. But you could ask yourself, how can God use me on a skateboard? That's the thing. It doesn't matter what gift you've been given. It matters what you will do with that gift. Are you going to use it for your personal benefit, or are you going to use it for the glory of God, for the body of Christ? So, how can we develop and invest what has been given to us? God did not create us to be hoarders. He does not give us what we just need so we can hide it, as the third servant did, just to hide it. If you're good at something, you should use it for the glory of Jesus, because He will use that to bring an incredible revival. And in those things, such as like singing and guess dancing, not like, I don't know, some weird dance, but like interpretive dance, comes to not really. But like, singing, art, and, speaking, music, human videos, stuff like that, acting, I guess, that's what I categorize that under. But that's why we have things like fine arts that helps us with those talents. We have things like being on a ministry team. You can also improve those talents. Or just training available at your church, which there is. And also, G5 conference, which is coming up, so you should totally sign up. That was not an advertisement, but it was at the same time. But those things are important because that allows God to work within and through us. And the gifts that He's placed within our lives to spread His word, we allow Him to grow it. So, and also, we also have our pastors. They equip the saints, us, for the work. The work to go out and share the gospel, to share the love of Christ to others. And in Acts chapter 2, verse 42 through 47, and Peter's preaching his sermon, it says, they were continually devoting themselves to the apostles, teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Everyone kept feeling a sense of awe, and many wonders and signs were taking place through the apostles. And all the believers were together and had all things in common. And they would sell their property and possessions and share them with all to the extent that anyone had need. Day by day, continuing with one mind in the temple and breaking bread from house to house, they were taking their meals together with gladness and sincerity of heart, praising God and having favor of all the people, and the Lord was adding to the number day by day who were being saved. Now, if we look at that gives us a glimpse of what I'm trying to share with you today. What they did is they heard the gospel. They heard from Peter, or the apostle. They heard from them. And their lives were changed by what they had to say. And so what they did is they were using the gifts and talents that God gave them, and through that said that God was able to use them, the talents He had given us, to go and bless others, and those people were able to know Christ as well. And also, the little final, I guess my final point, if you want to say, is I will be worthy of living. What does that mean? It means that we have other gifts and callings and stuff, but when we use those gifts, God says, you're still worthy for where I want to be more in you. He still wants to use us. But in the story, this is not a formula for financial prosperity. Although the parable is talking about gold, money. But the economy of the kingdom is based on the gifts of God and bringing them or using them for the kingdom of God. So, how can we be faithful stewards of everything God has entrusted us? So, my challenge is get ready for the next thing that God will entrust with you. So, I have like these 4 little things, or 3. Should have like some kind of electronic thing, is that, this is that. But, take account of what God has done and given you. Develop what He has entrusted to you. And also, God is generous to give those who are faithful with what He has given. So, tonight, as I close, don't get too excited. But, I just want everybody to just take a minute. Louisa, you can go ahead and turn the music on, just play it. But, I want y'all to just take a minute. And we'll move on after that. Take a minute and think of what God did for you at camp. But also challenge you to think of what God's done for you outside camp. And the ones who did get to go to camp, think of what God's done for you in other moments. Think about those gifts, those callings that God's placed in your heart, the desires of your heart. He placed those desires in your heart because He knows with that He can use you. So if you say, well, I don't have a gift, I don't have anything, it's not true. It's just the enemy trying to tell you that you're useless. But indeed, God gave you gifts. And even if it's one gift you're really good at, that one gift could be such an impact in so many individuals' lives that their lives can be changed forever. So everyone just bow your heads, and I just want y'all to just begin to think, what has God done in my life? What has God done for me? What has God given me? What has God entrusted me with? What has the Master given me?